Hello everyone, what's up? It's me again, Junkmaster3, and yeah, today's video is going to be a little special. It's going to be sort of like a ranking video of films with a specific actor that I'm a big fan of, and the actor is Haim. Um, and I can say right away, this is sort of a ranking of all the films that I have seen so far. Some films that I haven't seen, I have been unavailable to find anywhere. Unavailable. I've not been. That's a great intro. I haven't been able to find them. That's what I wanted to say. So, and some films that I actually have seen, I've decided not to include some of these titles in this video. The ones being Crank, High Voltage, The Lost Boys, The Tribe, and let's see what's the other one that I decided to leave out. Yeah, that's about those. So Lost Boys, The Tribe, and Crank High Voltage. The reason why I decided to leave them out was just because it seems like, I mean, Haim has such a very small role in those two films, so that's the reason why I left him out of this ranking video. I've not seen Blown Away yet, even though I know I should at this point. That's a film that I have in the collection that I haven't seen. But these are the films that I have watched with Haim that I mean, yeah, the ranking. So from worst to best, that's what I want to say. It's a really weird ass intro for this, but yeah. So let's see. At number 25 is a film that I don't have in the collection, and I'm glad. I'm kind of glad I don't have this film. This is such an awful ass film. This has to be one of the worst films I've seen in a long time. Probably this is my absolute least favorite Haim film, and the film is called Last Resort, or National Lampoon's Last Resort, from 1994. And it's basically about Haim and Corey Feldman. I mean, I think Corey Feldman's uncle, I believe, owns like an island or something, and he's in like big trouble with a bunch of gangsters, and they pretty much force him to sell off this entire island to them. So it's basically up to Haim and Corey Feldman to help Corey Feldman's uncle, so to say. It's such a mess of a film. None of the jokes are even funny. I mean, even though when they really try hard to be funny, they are not funny at one bit. And it just seems like neither Haim or Corey Feldman knew what the hell they were doing in this film. And I can't understand how people could like voluntarily like be a part of this crap fest, because it's such a badass film. Badass film. That sounds weird. It's such a bad film. That's what I wanted to say. So yeah, Lost Resort is the worst one that I've seen, so it's at number 25. So yeah, you know, I've seen 25 films of Haim, so that's what I would say. So yeah, the next one is, could I say slightly better, because it's not good at all. This is another one that I gave 1 out of 10. Busted, which is, once again, you can argue that this is not really like, almost not really even like a Haim film, because he has such a small role in it. It's more about Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman is the director of this film, and it seems like they were really angry towards one another, both Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. If you want to know more information about that entire story, I know there is a small little trivia on IMDb page if you want to know more what really happened around this. So yeah. But anyway, Busted is it just feels like a weird vanity project for Corey Feldman, just as an excuse for him to be around like half-naked ladies all over the time. So it's just really what it is. And Corey Haim, he looks like he's not really interested, and he looks really not troublesome. He looks really depressed in a way in this film. And yeah, awful film. Busted. I don't recommend it to anyone. And let's see. Oh, we have another one which is 1 out of 10. This is a film that I don't have either, but I think this was never released on any physical media whatsoever. I watched this on YouTube, and I think that was the only way I could get this film. Apparently it was like a project that they started making in the 90s, and then the director or the producers just went like, oh, we're not going to complete this film, it's just trash. And then someone, I'm not really sure who, but someone decided to put all of these weird bits into one film and make it one. I don't know, I'm just mumbling here, but the film is called Universal Groove. Oh, I hated this film. Not as much as the other two, but still awful film. Everyone's talking gibberish. None of the dialogue makes any sense. None of the storyline makes any sense either. So, I mean, I kind of liked some of the music to a certain degree, but after a while you're just like, oh, this is awful. You realize it's really bad. So yeah, Universal Groove at number 23. Then we have, this is another one that I could clearly have left off if I wanted to, but it's another one of those films that Corey Haim barely appears in. So yeah, number 22 we have New Terminal Hotel. I believe this is called something else as well. Let's see what it's called, because I have the IMDb page up here. That's the reason why I keep watching in this direction. Do Not Disturb. Yeah, that's the other title of it. It's a weird ass cast. It's with Stephen Jeffries, Tiffany Shepis, and yeah, Corey Haim is kind of a weird drunken guy in a bar, and that's pretty much his entire character in this film. It's such a boring mess. It's so bad. I mean, because the thing is, if they would have had any other location, because it seems like they only had this particular bar and some hotel rooms to film in. If they would have expanded their environments, I mean, that would have been much better, but this is just such a boring and flat film. So yeah, New Terminal Hotel at number 22. The same goes for the next film on this in this list. At number 21 we have Fever Lake, which is a horror film, and I was thinking, oh, this could be interesting, a horror film with Corey Haim. This, I believe, was one of the last films he appeared in after he took a break. It's about these loser type characters, in my personal opinion. They go to a house for like a vacation or something, or like a spring break or something, and it is absolutely awful. Nothing happens. Once again, this is another one which just feels like the director had no idea what he was making. He just thought, well, I have Corey Haim in my film, I'll just have him run around through a house for like 1 hour and 30 minutes along with his friends. And I think Corey Haim isn't really even like the main character either, even though I think he's top billed as well. So Fever Lake, it is a bad film at number 21. Number 20 is a sequel which I didn't care for too much at all. Film is called Fast Getaway 2 from 1994. Without saying too much, it is, if you like the first one, stay away from this one. This is really boring and really, I mean, it seems like I'm just repeating myself over and over again. Oh, it's boring, but yeah, I mean, that's really the truth. It's just flat and boring. The characters are incredibly uninteresting, which is really weird, because some of these characters appeared in the first film. They were actually somehow somewhat interesting and likable. But this one is just, oh no, just stay away. Then at number 19 we have Demolition University, which surprisingly is directed by Kevin Tenney, the director who directed Night of the Demons, one of my favorite like Halloween horror type films. Oh boy, what's even say? I mean, at a certain degree, this is kind of a so bad it's good, because it's basically about this high school class or college class. They go to some sort of like nuclear plant somewhere for some weird reason. I think they had like some sort of like day there they're just going to hang out, and the teacher is like getting shot, I believe, and there's like basically most of the entire film is just people running around in this nuclear plant for like at least like 70 or 75% of the film, or at least that's what it feels like. Not to say too much about Corey Haim, I really liked his character in this film. And I really liked his sidekick character, or like his love interest, if you will, played by Amy Dolenz. Those two are really the highlight. I like the best part of this film. But there's another guy in this who I really despised, and he appeared in another Kevin Tenney film called Witchboard. Todd Allen. I think his acting in Witchboard was all right, but in this one, he is atrocious in this. You should kind of feel like what happened between that film and this film, but. Yeah, Demolition University, not recommended unless you're a really die-hard Corey Haim fan, so yeah. And I have to mention, I haven't seen the film that takes place before this, which is called Demolition... Is it Demolition School or something, or Demolition... What is it called? Demolition High, I believe. Yeah, Demolition High is the other one. I haven't seen that one, so yeah. And at number 18, we have another horror film with Corey Haim. That sounds weird, because once again he's sort of like a side character. It's the film called The Backlot Murders. Now this one, I am pretty certain this was the film he made before he took a break. Um, it's something weird with the early 2000s, like in terms of how people dressed and all of that. It just felt like it felt so weird to look back at, if that makes any sense. But and I'm not gonna sit here and bash on the clothes they're wearing in a horror film, but this one is not too bad actually. I mean, I think it lacks in some. I think it lacks in pacing. I think the pacing is really the biggest flaw of this film. I really liked the twist towards the end. Didn't really see that coming from. I mean, it was sort of a nice twist, so it's kind of a slasher film, if you will. So yeah, The Backlot Murders at number 18. At number 17 is a film that I had very mixed opinions with. I mean, I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. The film is called Oh, What a Night. What to even say about this one? This is kind of a love story and a comedy film in one film. Very light-hearted. I mean, it's not really any. It's kind of a cute little film from the 90s, but overall, it's just didn't hate it, didn't love it. It's an alright film. So yeah, Oh, What a Night. And then at number 16 we have the first film, Fast Getaway, which I really appreciated much more than the first one. The second one. Sorry, I just completely lost track there. Somewhat likable characters. It's sort of like about Corey Haim and his father. They're pretty much. I think his father's supposed to be like a criminal, and he pretty much gets Corey Haim along to rob a bank, and after that it just goes really crazy, to say the least. I'm not going to say anything else about that, but I like their chemistry in this film. So yeah, Fast Getaway at number 16. Then at number 15 we have Dream a Little Dream 2, which I've heard so many people bash on. This is a film that is so incredibly weird and goofy that I kind of like it. It's just such a thing that just goes all the way around. It's sort of a so bad it's good type deal. And once again, when it comes to these, I mean, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman in this film, I think they had really good. Connection with each other. Is that no? It's not the word. Oh, I completely lost track now. But anyway, I really like this one, and I think Robin Lively is supposed to be. I think it's Corey Haim's younger sister or something, and of course Corey Feldman falls in love with her eventually. So it's about some weird. This has almost nothing to do with the first one, or at least that's just what it feels like. I think they might have mentioned that in some particular ways in this film, that something that relates back to the first one, but there's very much like, if you haven't seen the first one, you could still watch this one, because it just seems like it has almost nothing to do with the first one. So yeah, Dream a Little Dream 2. Now let's see, at number 14 we have a film called Life 101. This one I would say is quite similar to Oh, What a Night, but slightly better and more tragic and a little bit more depressing. But it's a nice, cute little film. I'm not just going to say too much about that because I've been talking for almost 15 minutes already. So, and I have more than half of the films left. So, but anyway, Life 101 at number 14. Then at number 13 we have, this is actually not a 4-pack, but Double O Kid right up here. It's sort of like, if you've seen the film If Looks Could Kill with Richard Grieco, this is quite similar in tone. It's sort of like it feels like Corey Haim is like kind of this younger version of James Bond in a way. And there's like corruption and stuff, and Bridget Nielsen plays the villain in this. And once again, I think the other actress also appeared in this. What's her name? Nicole Eggert, who I believe was in a relationship with Corey Haim at this particular point. But anyway, Double O Kid is a really fun little film. Some people might say, oh, it's so incredibly stupid, but I think some of the stupidness really is more charming than stupid, if that makes any sense. So well, anyway, the Double O Kid at number 13. And at number 12 we have a film which I believe has 2 different titles. One is Just One of the Girls and Anything for Love. So if you've seen the film called Just One of the Guys, which was a comedy film from the 80s, this is the exact same thing, but you switch the gender. So now it's more about this guy that pretends to be a girl, which is Corey Haim's character. This is, I mean, I'm a big fan of the original one, the Just One of the Guys. I think that's a fairly entertaining little 80s comedy. And this is sort of the same thing, but in the 90s and with the gender swap, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it's a fairly entertaining little film. So yeah, 6 out of 10 for that one, by the way. And yeah, that's a number 12. At number 11 is the only VHS tape on this list, Dream Machine. Oh, I really enjoy this. I think the storyline is really entertaining. It's basically about Corey Haim gets sort of like, he gets in trouble because he's like teaching, I think he's teaching, no, he's repairing pianos. That's what he's doing. And he's doing this for like a really wealthy woman who lives like in this big ass house. And she gets, she pretty much gives away this car to Corey Haim, and he is just blown away. And after that, the lady gets in trouble with her fiance, I believe, and he is, or husband, if you will, and he is after this car because there's something in the car, I believe, that he really wants to get a hold of, or maybe, no, that's what it was. I think the husband kills off the wife before Corey Haim gets to the car, and then I think he dumps her body in the back of in the trunk of the car or something. I mean, I can be so wrong about this, but Dream Machine is a really entertaining film, and I really like the storyline. Really, that's like the best part of this entire film. Music is really awesome as well. So yeah, Dream Machine. Now we have a film which I would love to get on DVD or Blu-ray. I think this only has like a Region 4 DVD release. The film is called Without Malice. Now this one, this is actually a made-for-TV film, and I was so surprised of how much I really enjoy this. It's with Craig Sheffer and Corey Haim, and they are like caught up in this business where they have, I think they've killed off, they're out hunting for bear basically, and they accidentally kill off like another hunter, and they have to cover up the murder and stuff, and they get into trouble towards one another. They hate each other, but they still have to stick together to not reveal the truth, so to say. Really tense, awesome film. Really love the locations. Really love the chemistry between Craig Sheffer and Corey Haim in this film. Yeah, really entertaining, Without Malice. Now, number 9, we have the film called Watchers. And this is another horror type film. And this also has what's his name? Oh, completely. Michael Ironside, of course. I think he plays a bad guy in this one as well. But it was quite a while since I saw this film, so I definitely need to watch this. But if I remember correctly, it's about some weird creature monster going after Corey Haim and what's her name? Well, his love interest nonetheless. So yeah, anyway, Watchers at number 9. Now this one I'm really glad that I have in my collection, because this one used to go for really stupid money. Not sure if it still does, but the Roller Boys, which is also known as Prayer for the Roller Boys. And this one also has Patricia Arquette in it. And the guy from, surprisingly, this also has the guy from the first Sleepaway Camp film. What's his name? Christopher Collett, I believe his name is. It doesn't say on the back for some reason, but yeah, I think his name is Christopher Collett, but he plays the bad guy in this. He's like a leader of this rollerblading like gang, sort of, in a way, and they kind of like threaten Corey Haim and his family, and there's like drugs in the streets, so sort of like a gang film in a really weird way. But I really like the tone in this, and I really think Corey Haim's performance in this is really good as well. So yeah, Prayer for the Roller Boys, also known as the Roller Boys. So yeah. Now the next one is another one of those that you could barely say if this is even like a Corey Haim film. You can say what you will about that, but Secret Admirer, which has also C. Thomas Howell, Fred Ward, rest in peace, Lori Loughlin, and Kelly Preston in it. Yeah, Kelly Preston, she also passed away, unfortunately. So, but this is definitely more about C. Thomas Howell's character than Corey Haim, even though Corey Haim is he's like supposed to be the younger brother of C. Thomas Howell's character. So really fun, quirky little 80s comedy, romantic comedy type film. So yeah, Secret Admirer. Then at number 6 we have, I actually also had this on DVD, but I just thought, well, I have the Blu-ray closest to me, so I just picked that one up. So Silver Bullet, one of the best werewolf films out there in my opinion, probably along with The Howling and An American Werewolf in London and Dog Soldiers as well. But this one is really great. It's about Corey Haim and his family getting attacked by a werewolf, and they have to defend themselves. I mean, it's kind of simple, but still very entertaining. And yeah, if you've seen the film, you know what this term Silver Bullet really means in this film. So yeah, Silver Bullet, number 6. Then we have at number 5, Lucas. Really strong, amazing drama film about Corey Haim. He's sort of like picked on by basically everyone in this school, and he signs up to this like football team, and it just seemed like I am not going anywhere when I'm talking about these films today. But I think this is a film that had some also really disturbing backstory to it. You probably know what I'm talking about. You've read up about the entire situation about this. But anyway, Lucas, amazing film nonetheless. Even though I think Corey Haim himself just doesn't want to talk about that film, or didn't want to talk about it. Now, at number 4, we have the first one, Dream a Little Dream. As silly as some of this film is, I really like the 80s feeling in this film, and the characters, and oh my god, the soundtrack to this I've been listening to over and over and over again. So if you like the two chorus, and if you like the 80s, this is the film for you. The same can be, well, wait a minute, that's another film that comes later on. But at number 3 we have the film which is the first film Corey Haim ever appeared in, and the film is called Firstborn. This is definitely another one that I need to track down. It's about Corey Haim and his brother, played by, once again Christopher Collett appears in this one as well. They are playing brothers, and their mother is married to a new father. I mean, he's sort of like a stepfather to them, and he treats them really bad, and he treats the wife really bad as well. And the wife doesn't seem to realize how bad of a person he is. And this stepfather is played by Peter Weller, and he is amazing in this film, but he plays such a real scumbag in this. So it's basically up to Corey Haim and Christopher Collett's characters to fight off Peter Weller and prove that he is a maniac, basically. So yeah, Firstborn, a really amazing film. Then the next one is another one of those two chorus film that you just gotta love. License to Drive. Hilarious film, and I mean, it seems like I'm just repeating myself over and over again, but that's how it goes sometimes. Once again, the chemistry between both these two actors are amazing, Corey Haim and Corey Feldman in this one. I might get hated or bashed on this, but I always felt that Corey Haim was a better actor than Corey Feldman. That's just my personal opinion, but still, nonetheless, I mean, Corey Feldman is still alright, but I think just Corey Haim was slightly better. Yeah, amazing film nonetheless. Can't say too much else about that one. If you do really enjoy Corey Haim as an actor, I think you've probably already seen that one at this point. Now, what could possibly be a number 1? Lost Boys. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I've been talking about this film so many times, and I love it, and love the soundtrack, love the characters, love the chemistry between all the characters, and the Kiefer Sutherland is amazing as a vampire. Yeah, gotta love it. Probably my favorite vampire film of all time, if you don't count Fright Night Part 1 and 2. Those are actually my 2 favorite vampire films of all time. But Lost Boys is close second or third, if you will. So yeah, that's my entire ranking of my of the Corey Haim films that I've seen. There are plenty of newer Corey Haim films that he made, like one of the last ones that I haven't seen, and I haven't found, and also I think a few of those in the 90s, but these are the ones that I've seen, and this is my ranking of the ones that I have seen. So and the ones that I have seen that I didn't include in this list, I didn't include just because, yeah, he has such a small role and just doesn't feel like a Corey Haim film at all. So yeah, anyway, this is my ranking of the Corey Haim films, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and keep your eyes open for the next video. So see you next time. Oh wait, by the way, before I end this video, I have to I just feel like I really need to do this, but I know that my good friend Mike over at Sega's CD-Universe is a big fan of Corey Haim as well. So if you like old school music and old school movies in general, go check out his channel on YouTube. I'll leave a link down below in the description as well, so you can find his channel. Really great content and really great review videos as well. Much better than my review videos. My review videos are a mess. So yeah, but anyway, keep your eyes open for the next video, and yeah, see you next time. Bye bye.